Hello viewers, this is AKWasp and welcome to another one of my video guides, and in this guide I'll be taking a look at the rewards from the Dominion Tower activity. And basically the rewards which I'll be highlighting are the Dominion Tower marker, the Dreadnips, the Goliath gloves, and the Swift gloves. And the four of these rewards are just really awesome and really powerful, almost borderline too overpowered in my opinion. They're really good, and I'll be talking about why they're so good, how you get them, and some other recommendations that have to do with the Dominion Tower. This is not a guide on how to take on each individual boss, and if you want, you can check out the description of the video, which should have some of the requirements listed. Basically, to get to a decent achievement in the Dominion Tower requires a lot of quests. So if you're a player who is very opposed to doing quests, this might not be the best activity for you. But if you've taken down most of the difficult quest bosses, then this is an awesome reward that is just really cool. Anyways, first thing I'll talk about is the Dominion marker, which we can see right here. If you choose, anybody can read it, so it kind of works as its own mini clan of Alexium, if you will. But more importantly, it gives a boost to your stats. Now, it won't give a boost to my stats here. Unfortunately, it's limited in the particular areas which will give a boost to stats. But it does work in the Corporeal Beast lair. It works in everywhere in the God Wars dungeon. Well, not everywhere, but all the boss rooms of the God Wars dungeon and a few other places. Basically, in big boss areas is where it'll work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on glaciers. But what does it do? Well, basically, at the stage 4 of the which is the fully upgraded version. Actually, I guess stage 5 is fully upgraded, but it doesn't actually have a stage 5. It just adds these flaming effects to it. But anyways, it's stage 4 or 5. It'll add plus 10 to all your stats, or all your combat stats, including mage, which is the highest bonus that you could possibly have to magic in the game. And what that does is it keeps replenishing it too. So it replenishes plus 10 roughly every 10 seconds, as opposed to the effect of the overload, which is, plus 25 on these, and or I guess 26 technically, and plus it gives less of a bonus than aside from mage and overloads, but it does restore the effect quite quickly, and it also does so to negate the negative effect of Ceradome and Bruise. So it's actually really nice, and in my opinion strongly rivals overloads for how incredibly useful it is. One particular location where this is useful is at the Corporeal Beast. I definitely recommend always bringing it there, or even to all the God Wars dungeons. And you can check out my Solo Corporeal Beast guide for a bit more information on that, and I might go ahead and actually make more of a compare and contrast video of the two. And yeah, they're really cool. Not going to talk much more about the Dominion Tower marker, except that the marker stage 4 actually has a lot of requirements involved in it. But the marker, the lower stage ones, which, let's see if I can pull it up. I don't think it'll, yeah, it does. Okay. So if you come in here and you just kill 100 bosses, you'll have a level 1 marker, which will boost all your stats by 4, which is already pretty awesome and worthwhile. But you might as well just go ahead and kill 300 bosses, and it's really easy to kill 300 bosses. You can do it really quickly, especially with the update where they got rid of the annoying intro and outro animations. And now unlocking the level 3 marker is just, it doesn't take very long, and it doesn't require really any quests. Just basically walk in here and kill a bunch of bosses, and you get the level 3 marker, which is almost as good as the level 4 marker. It gives plus 8 to all your stats, and it's just totally awesome in that way. So get the level 3 marker for sure at the least. However, if you're going to go the extra mile, I recommend going ahead and getting yourself a nice pair of the Goliath gloves, which are over here. Basically, you need to get 500, or you need to get 500 boss kills and, or wait, do you? Yeah, 500 boss kills and kill all the bosses which are in the Class A or Class 1, which are clearly listed, or Set A, or Set 1. There we go, it says Set 1. They're listed on screen right now. You can check out the RS Wiki page for a lot more information on that. I'm not going to be going over how to get them, but if you have the quests completed to do them, you get the Goliath gloves, And basically what the reward for them is first off, you get these cool particle effects. You probably have seen on my character before. And they have awesome stats. They have stats which are better than the recipe for disaster gloves. Basically, you meet all the stats. They give +1, or not +1, but plus an additional 1 of strength, and some additional 2 to the various melee attacks. It matches the magic in your ranged. And basically, stat-wise, you cannot beat these for a melee setup. They have the best melee stats and just overall awesome stats everywhere. But that's not even their best feature. Their best feature is that they actually have, if you're using them without any sort of weapon, you don't see any stats from them, but they have a crush attack with a similar accuracy to a whip and a similar strength bonus to a whip. And it's actually really powerful, and if you are doing some PKing or something like that, it just totally destroys, because most melee armor is weak to crush, and it is a crush attack, and it's really nice. On top of that, it also has a stat draining ability, which randomly activates. There's no way to force it, but yeah, it'll drain all your opponent's stats by 7 each time it randomly activates, and that includes their offensive and their defensive stats, and it really helps to wreck certain monsters. Especially, I mean, that is just that with the Dominion marker are 2 of the cornerstones to my Solo Corporeal Beast guide. And yeah, again, check that out for more information. And then the third awesome reward are Dreadnips. And Dreadnips, I'll have a link in the description to other videos where I'm using them. But Dreadnips are basically these little familiars that you pull out during combat. Where, again, okay, so to get them out of the rewards, I think it's down here, yeah. So basically, once you've completed 500 fights, you can unlock the, I think it's actually 450 fights, you can unlock the Dreadnips, and every additional 5 fights, you can unlock some more. How many do you get? You get 100 more Dreadnips every time you do that. And it's quite nice, and they stack, as you can see. So you can bring a large stack of them with you, and basically you just click them once, and then this new Dreadnip window pops up, which goes over your inventory window. So, and then you click the picture of the Dreadnip, and you select the monster, and it deploys and attacks and lasts for 30 seconds. Does an incredibly large amount of damage. They walk really slow, but yeah, check out the way I use them in the Fight Kiln guide video for to basically see how much damage they do. They also do some poison damage, and they stack with a familiar, so you can be using a Steel Titan or a Pack-Yak alongside the Dreadnips, and it doesn't count as having 2 familiars out. It just, they work together, so it synergizes really well. And on top of that, so yeah, that's Dreadnips. They're really cool. I definitely recommend getting all 3 of these rewards. They alone are well worth the time it takes to the time spent at the Dominion Tower. And finally is the Swift gloves. Now the Spellcaster gloves are nice, but in my opinion, not the most awesome thing in the world, especially now that the Polypore staff has been released. I mean, that has really high hitting, cheap casting spells. If it's not good enough for you, you can always go with the Storm of Armadyl, which is affordable for really high damage. And the only real benefit here is, I don't know, it kind of competes with Staff of Light. But they do have they have +8 magical attack as opposed to +6 on the RFD gloves 10 and the Goliath gloves, but they're still, I don't know, they're not the greatest thing in the world. But they do have particle effects, and that's cool. But all 3 of the gloves do. Anyway, so Swift gloves are the range gloves, and I always get them in white because then they match my Armadyl armor. And basically, wearing them, they look the same as the Goliath gloves. They have the same particle effect. Actually, that seems to be a green effect, and this is a yellow effect. I'm not sure if that's something to do with the color, or if that's always the case with those gloves. But anyways, let's take a look at their equipment stats. Comparing them over to the RFD gloves, we see that they give +15 range instead of +12, which is really good. And I believe, yeah, that's higher than the Mercenary gloves, which give +13 range, which are the Dungeoneering buyable reward. And so yeah, they give the highest range attack, which is just really awesome, especially anywhere where you're going that you need a lot of ranged accuracy, such as Nex or the Armadyl boss. But the other really nice feature of them is they have the Goliath gloves special attack of you know, reducing stats, while the Swift gloves have a special attack which again randomly activates. There's nothing you can do to trigger it, but the special attack is that it'll fire 2 bolts instead of 1, or 2 arrows, or 2 of whatever your ranged ammunition is instead of 1, and that randomly activates, and it really increases your damage out, and particularly in a situation where you might want to do a lot of damage in a short period of time, that helps that, because if it triggers, it'll, you know, output a lot more damage real quick. So that's real nice. I like it, and it's especially useful at Nex, and especially anywhere where you might be free-for-all ranging. It just really helps a lot with the damage output. And anyways, this wraps up my discussion of the Dominion Tower rewards, because these 4 are the best rewards, and I'll be having a short little follow-up video on how I recommend most quickly or effectively unlocking these rewards, because there's a few different tricks to it, and there's different modes which are available, and I'll just show that if you walk far enough away from this marker, it'll actually pop right back into your inventory. And if, well, I guess I'm not far away enough, but if you're far, there you go, it disappeared, it's in my inventory. And if my inventory was full, it would just go to the bank, and if the bank and the inventory was full, just come back down here to the face and collect it back up. So there's no way to lose it. It's free once you have unlocked it. It's free for yours as much as you want. Anyways, the different modes are Climber, Endurance, Special, Freestyle, Spectator. If you've never been here before, that could be a bit overwhelming. I know it was definitely confusing to me the first time I came out here. So I'll have a little follow-up guide on what I recommend for taking that down. And hopefully you check that out and get a little bit more enlightened and find it easier to unlock these really awesome rewards. I guarantee you they are worth it, and you will not regret all the time you invest into the Dominion Tower for these rewards. They're awesome. And just in case you don't already know, the Dragon Claws are probably the single most useful item here, because with them you can drop most of the bosses in one hit. So check out that additional video. Get yourself a pair of Dragon Claws. Teleport down here. You can use the Dominion Medallion to teleport down here 3 times a day for free. And hope you have a great day.